It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, the governmental agencies in Wayne County met Wednesday morning at the William A. Zorn Airport as they're discussing the SPLOST 5, which has to be voted on by registered voters of Wayne County. That vote's set for the month of March of 2024. But the referendum that will appear on the ballot has to be sent to Atlanta several months before that. And County Attorney Andy Beaver says the target date should be by the end of November to have the referendum written. All governmental agencies in Wayne County are still receiving SPLOST 4 funds, and all reported Wednesday that due to inflation and other factors, all have received more than what was anticipated with the SPLOST 4 funding. There's still 11 months to go, so the extra money will definitely help. City of Jessup purchased a ladder truck to the cost of $1 million with the extra funding in SPLOST 4. SPLOST 5 projected to raise $28 million for the coffers of the county and the cities of Jessup, Odom, and Scriven. The main topic Wednesday at the meeting was the percentage breakdown as the SPLOST 5 funds roll in. All agree that the most fair way to do it is by population, and they used the 2020 census numbers for the percentage breakdown. Here was County Chairman Kevin McCreary talking about the percentage breakdown, everyone working together to pass the SPLOST in March of 2024.
Everybody's been waiting on is your percentages. And to me, I know we had talked a little bit about it before. We went and we pulled the census. We got the numbers. We figured up the percentages from population. I think that is the most fair way that you can do it. I don't think there's any other way myself unless you had a capital outlay project. And it doesn't sound like anybody's got those. I know we've got a judicial or a courthouse annex that we're adding on, and it certainly isn't expensive. I would think that would be a capital outlay project, but to keep us from having to put that on as a tier 1 or a level 1 where we would get all of our money first, we're going to hold off on doing that so that everybody can continue getting their money and they're not cut off until we collect enough money for that.
McCreary told those gathered that this needs to be a team effort. He still says the school board raising taxes could hurt the SPLOST vote in March. The percentage breakdown agreed upon on Wednesday is as follows. Odom will receive 1.5% of the SPLOST funds. Scriven will receive 2.5%. City of Jessup 32.5%, and the county 63.5%. Once again, this all agreed upon Wednesday at the meeting. All agencies represented at the meeting. All three mayors were on hand: Ralph Hickox of Jessup, Greg Rozier of Odom, Jason Weaver of Scriven, County Commissioners Kevin McCreary and Mike Gordon, along with Administrator Paul Drawdy in attendance. City of Jessup represented by Commissioners Tim Caulfield and Pamela Schuman, and City Manager Rose Marcus in attendance. One point they stress is that they want to make certain that taxpayers understand what projects and equipment was purchased with the SPLOST 4 funding. Commissioner Mike Gordon says it's important to make certain that promises made were promises kept, and the best way, he says, is to have all the agencies come up with a list of projects completed with the SPLOST 4 funds to show the taxpayers what the money is being used for. All stated without SPLOST funds. Only other option is to raise the millage rate and raise taxes. At Wednesday's meetings, everyone seemed to be on the same page. They just hope that organizations like the Chamber of Commerce and the IDA and others will help promote the SPLOST vote in March. And they encourage registered voters to vote yes, continue the SPLOST funding rolling into Wayne County. Again, SPLOST 4 still has 11 months to go. Already, every government agency on hand reporting that they've already received more than what was projected with the SPLOST 4 vote. Now they'll vote for the SPLOST 5 in March of 2024. Once again, the referendum has to be written and approved and sent to Atlanta to be put on the ballot for the November vote. And they state another meeting will soon be set up as they all want to see the SPLOST funds continue in Wayne County. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, the City of Jessup has several contested races for political office. WIFO-FM continues to bring you their comments as they're out campaigning for positions of mayor and city council. Districts 1, 4, and 5 are up for election in November. All races contested, as is the mayor's race. Beginning tomorrow and next week, we have several of the candidates running set to join us on the Butch and Bob Show. District 4 candidate Jonathan McCullough will join us tomorrow morning. He's running against Margaret Rawls. We're still in the process of contacting her and setting up a day for her appearance. On Monday, candidate in District 5, Katrina Dumas, will join us. She's running against former city manager Mike Deal, who's already appeared on our show. On Tuesday of next week, candidate for Mayor Tyrone Johnson joins us. And a week from today, candidate in District 1, former City Commissioner Ricky Reddish, will join us on the Butch and Bob Show. and we continue to follow the campaigns closely. Once again, all races in Jessup are contested and will be decided this November. WTOC in town Wednesday to present their top teacher award to Christina Fuller of Wayne Christian Academy. This is Fuller's second year of teaching after serving as a parapro for 3 years before that. And she says she started teaching in Sunday school, and that's where she fell in love with teaching. And WTOC's top teacher award presented yesterday to Christina Fuller of Wayne Christian Academy. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final note in the news, the city of Jessup is giving notice that a public meeting will be held to discuss the wastewater improvement project funded by Georgia's Clean Water State Revolving Fund. It will take place on Tuesday, September 19th at 10 a.m. at City Hall at 162 East Cherry Street in Jessup. The proposed project includes upgrades to the existing 301 South and 301 North pump stations and approximately 34,500 linear feet of a new 8-inch, 16-inch, and 24-inch force mains. The new sewer infrastructure will receive wastewater from the southern region of Jessup and transport this flow to the existing water reclamation facility. The anticipated cost of the project is approximately $9,065,698. They say the purpose of the public meeting is to inform the public of the need for installation of the regional wastewater collection and transmission system to comply with the section codes of Georgia's water quality control rules and to encourage public involvement in the development of a plan to improve the wastewater collection and transmission system. During the public meeting, the city will attempt to identify public preferences for alternative methods of improving the city's wastewater facilities. These alternatives will be evaluated, including the city's environmental review and planning document, the major planning document covering the wastewater conveyance and 212 projects. The environmental review and planning document and other information regarding this project are available for review at City Hall at 162 East Cherry Street between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They state participation is encouraged and considered essential to the selection and development of the final plan to be adopted prior to its approval by the state of Georgia Department of Natural Resources, and comments are to be received in writing to Bill Schuman via email at bschuman@jessupgeorgia.gov. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.